Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the RLPC for our second and last match for this Sunday night. I'm back here with Tabs Nicknaps once again. How are you, my friend?
You know, I'm enjoying this vanilla insert generic soda brand here, and it's pretty tasty. I'm doing very good.
Well, I'm enjoying myself a pint of water on my end here. Very, very not nutritious, but refreshing indeed. Speaking of refreshing, we had a really good first match, and now we have the main course, the major match between Ascension and Whitecaps. Whoever wins this match gets a playoff berth.
And what happens to the loser?
They will not make this playoffs. I do believe whoever loses this match will not be in the playoffs.
There is a chance. Yep. So they have, if whoever loses does not get to decide if they are in the playoffs or not. They have to rely on a whole other match played, and they are going to be waiting on bated breath to the outcome of that match.
Absolutely. Listen, they'll probably be watching that match, and if is it a stream match by any chance?
Kings and Spartans? It
No.
is not, I do not believe.
That'd be an interesting stream match to have. Maybe have whoever loses this match might just want to watch it because it's their chance to get into the playoffs if whatever happens to that team, and they might want to watch what happens then, and their fans might want to watch as well. But first, we have this game to play, and as we said earlier, you have Ascension winning 3-1, and I have the Whitecaps sweeping Ascension.
Yep, that's true. I think either way, this is going to be a super exciting matchup, and I am excited to see what strategies both these teams are going to try and implement.
Now, Ascension have JD, Swig, and Swift on their side. They are the yellow team. Whitecaps have 7, Tides, and Unchained on the dark blue team. Well, we will be underway for game number 1, and let's see whose prediction, if any, is true and right. It's a nice clear out by Swig. He's going to go into the corner. He's going to grab the ball. He's going to try and he gets 50'd though. He gets dunked on. And now Swift gets dunked on as well. That ball is going to go over to the mid zone, but Unchained is not there to grab that ball. And now over to Swift. Swig, my bad. And now Swift with a shot towards the front of the net. And Tides couldn't get it out. JD, that ball on the goal line, nothing much you can do.
Not a whole lot. That was such a good shot by Swig, right off the crossbar. I gotta ask, who's your standout player for both of these teams?
Well, I've seen a lot of what 715 can do on the side of the Whitecaps. He's a really good player in my opinion, and can change a game, kind of like King Muff did, and Vexel did in their series before this one. But 715, I know he's a really good player, and he can change the tides of a game, even though I just made a pun off of Tide's name, who also plays and is a teammate of 7. On the other end, JD, an amazing player in his own right. He was also an all-star, if I do believe, and honestly, he's one of the best players in Major League.
Wow, Rob Espo 21 gifting a tier 1 sub to Ducky. Thanks a lot, man. Hopefully Ducky appreciates that.
Well, that's a very nice thing to do from Rob, and hopefully Ducky gets to see that. Ducky does, and he seems to be happy about that one.
Rob is actually King Muff. Well, fantastic game earlier, by the way.
Yes, we do have to agree. Honestly, perfect, not a perfect series by any means, but games 2, 3, and 4 were all persuaded by King Muff. But now we have this match ahead of us. Let's stop talking about the 8 o'clock match. Let's talk about this one here. What do you like about Ascension And what do you like about the Whitecaps? What do both teams bring to the table that you really like?
Well, of course, I'm gonna say I'm really liking the fact that Ascension is scoring in this game here, but you know, I saw an earlier miss out of Swig on Ascension that kind of worried me for a second, but it seems like they've got it back together. I'm really looking to see who can keep a level-headed game despite being down 2 goals in a game. If they can keep their minds right and stick to a strategy, keep making plays, and never giving up. That's what I'm looking for.
Reminder to everyone that Ascension did not win a single game in the month of April, and they are currently on a 4-game win streak ever since coming out of April. And so, really, they were in a slump, and now they've got out of it and are hot once again. Yeah, that would have been a really good goal if that had connected. Sadly, it did not, though. And on the side of the Whitecaps, well, they've been dominating themselves. They've been playing very.
Oh, that's a good shot.
They've been playing very good. Well, that was very good English. That was very good English. Don't mind me. I'm very much an Englishman.
I thought you were from Quebec.
I am.
I'm from Quebec.
I am. All right, time to actually commentate. 7 stops the offensive onslaught here. He's going to get this ball out into neutral territory.
Oh, no.
That's a weird flip. He had to do it to get into the ball, but he had no more boost and thus couldn't get a powerful shot on net. JD, he's going to wrap this around the corner. He's going to pass it out to a teammate. Swift gets a shot. 7 saves that. He's going to go over to Swig. Swig up the wall. He's going to air dribble it over. That's stopped, and JD can't put that in. It's going to go over to Tides into the Ascension corner. He's going to grab the boost. Can't get there first. Swig clears it out over to Swift. Swift is going to hit it off the backboard. It's going to go over to JD. JD is stopped, and Swig keeps it in the Whitecap zone. But now Swig has no boost. Tides grabs this ball and barely beats Swift. And JD can't clear the ball out, and Tides goes away when Swig wasn't even pressuring the ball. Swig gets a free clear because Tides didn't go for the ball.
You know, and that's something that I think is going to come up a lot, is which team is able to maintain the ball pressure. Because it's much more important in 2s, but in 3s, the more you can kick. What a flick by 715. Holy cow.
And
the reverse 45 coming in.
That's what I meant by 7 can change the tone of a match. Well, that was a very good shot by 7. And, well, it's currently 0-0 in the series, but 2-0 in the match. And looks like Ascension are going to win game number 1. I do like what both teams bring to the table, but there's been a lot of double commits on the side of the Whitecaps, and those need to be resolved.
That is certain. That is certain. So, I do want to point out that Ascension, while they are a streaky team, in game number 1 here, they, I think, have played the most solid that they've played in the last 4 games. No one was really stepping out of their comfort zone for anything, and they really controlled the pitch.
Well, here's a very interesting stat. JD scored both goals, and yet was a player with the least amount of points, which just shows how much they played all over the field. Not only did they make shots, they also saved a lot of them. And honestly, the Whitecaps were very unlucky here. They had 7 shots, and yet only 4 were saved. That means 3 shots went off the post or the crossbar, and you need better shooting on net. But seeing that 7 does seem to have a problem with his internet, so hopefully that doesn't persist.
He was just alt-tabbed. It is a bug. When you alt-tab, it spikes your ping.
Okay, hopefully that doesn't, because that does happen to me from time to time, where I'll suddenly jump to 100. Not 196 like we saw 7 go to, but hopefully that it was an alt-tab, as you said. And, well, the Whitecaps hopefully have a better chance in this game number 2 to try up the series. They're not out of the woods yet, and the Ascension didn't really control that entire game. they just scored both goals, and honestly, it could have gone either way had, in my opinion.
Yeah, I honestly, Ascension just had better coverage across the pitch, and they were more prepared for what the Whitecaps were bringing to the table. With the exception of the last minute and a half, where Whitecaps decided to start stretching their legs a little bit. You saw a lot of good solo plays coming out. The Tide and I think it was 7 almost connecting with a brilliant aerial goal.
Yes.
With a great free jump. I would like to see them pull some of that offense out early on and really test Ascension in this matchup. See if their defense really can match up to Whitecaps' creative offense.
Tides with a powerful clear, but he can't get the rebound. That one is very unfortunate. He puts it into the crossbar there, and that's not something you like to see if you're Tides.
That top corner was beckoning.
JD's gonna put it off into the side. That's very good play as Unchained was there to get the shot. That's gonna go up. That's a great pass by Swift. That's gonna go down for him. He's gonna miss it though. JD is gonna go for it. That's a weak shot. Unchained can make the save. Sweet. Gets a nice 50 there. He wins that 50. And not in a regular way. You normally see someone win a 50. But now 7 has the ball. He gets bumped from behind, but he bumps the teammate. And now Tides grabs this ball and he's got to try and pass it, but it's going to be intercepted and cleared out. JD has full boost. He gets bumped out of the way. And now Swift needs to make a save. He does. It's going off the crossbar. That's a great save by Swift there.
I love the pressure that's being put on by the Whitecaps right now.
And oh my goodness, those Whitecaps pressure, it's mounting, but everything's either going too high or too wide. They need a shot directly in the goal, and they need it soon before Ascension find their feet here and score the first goal and demoralize this team once again. Speaking of which, Ascension back on the attack. This is going to be JD over to Sweeg. Sweeg grabs this ball. It's going to go off the corner. 7 tries to keep control of it. He's going to get a weak touch into the corner. JD is going to pass it over to Swift. Oh, that's a very nice clear by Tides. And now over to Unchained. Over to 7. 7. It's going to try. Oh, there's a.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1. And we have a 2-on-2 situation here.
Dirty.
JD is going to pass it over to Swift, but he can't as he's now demoed. And that shot was way too hard. The rule 1 is over as it seems. And Swift gets demoed by Tides. 7 can't grab that ball. It's got to fall towards the front of Whitecap zone. 7 is going to clear it out though, and he tried to pass it to a teammate. That won't happen. Unchained. High in the air. But JD's gonna get it first. That's a nice save by Tides. That shot was directly on net. Sweet. He's gonna try and pass it to a teammate. That's gonna be intercepted and put out wide. JD trying to go for that ball. Can't do so. Sweeg is gonna have to make the clear over to JD. JD misses, and that's gonna go wide. Sweeg has to pass it back to Swift. Swift can't get a direct shot on net, but JD's gonna try and grab this ball. He's gonna try and pass it over to a teammate. Sweeg can't get the pinch, and it's gonna go over to 7. 7's getting 50 though by Sweeg, and JD over to Swift. That's a nice save by Tides. That's his 3rd save of the game. It's a beautiful shot by Sweeg, and now the Ascension are back on their feet now, and they're the ones putting in all the offense. And now the Whitecaps are the one making the defensive plays. 7. No, he's stopped by JD. That seemed like a wide open net, but with not too much power, 7 couldn't do much. JD with a beautiful attempt. That would have been very beautiful indeed, but that just goes wide. Swift with a nice intercept of the ball. It's going to be taken over by Tides. There's a demo on Sweeg. Tides, the wide open net, and he misses. Swift is going to swiftly get it out of there. And Unchained should try and go for it. He expected the touch, but there was none. And now back into the Ascension zone. It's going to fall towards the front of the net. And Swift is going to get the goal as Tides could not make the save.
We kind of talked about this with the last game. being a gold player and all you see are really good players going for the ball and only and making contact 80% of the time. When you're in a major league and watching a major game, the expectations are turned up. And Tide, Unchained, they had so many opportunities and they could not put a shot on net. Again, Tides, it's straight into the crossbar into a what was basically an undefended net. And we would be tied up right now if 715 had the power on his last opportunity.
Well, we'd be more than tied in my opinion, because Ascension have only needed to make 5 saves now on 9 shots.
And
again, another shot that's way too high, and the Whitecaps keep shooting on net, but way too high, and this is going to lead to a second goal. Another 2-0 win for Ascension here is on the cards. Oh my goodness. This is very unfortunate here, because Whitecaps could have ran away with this, and instead they have been played, and they played themselves, in my opinion. Here they could have easily taken this series on their own. They had 4 shots go off the post or the crossbar, and with better shot selection, a few of those shots that were saved by Ascension could have also gone in. And so not only have the Whitecaps not found the net because they can't shoot on it, when they do, it seems to be a weak shot and not on the target they want it to be.
Refresh my memory. Did the Whitecaps score last game?
They did not. It's been 10 minutes.
That's
and,
4 unanswered goals.
4 unanswered goals. Although that's not something we've never seen. No goals in 2 games is very tough.
Yeah, Ascension are up 2-0 in the series. Tide's apologizing for breaking rule number 1. I thought it was a Whitecaps player that came in and bumped him. But, the broken heart. So, if you're looking in the background in the director cam, the big story here is how much time Ascension finds for themselves and how well they are spacing themselves on the field. It seems like every player on Ascension is ready for everyone's touch. If Swig's hitting the ball, Swift and JD both know exactly where it's going. If Swift makes a touch on the ball, JD and Swig are ready to pounce on the opportunity or make a run back to defense because they know it's going to be a foul touch. So if the Whitecaps can spread themselves out, start covering the passes, that's their answer to this.
I definitely agree, but if you can't score a goal, you got to score a goal first, and they haven't not been hitting the net when they have. Listen, there were as many shots on both ends this last game, game number 2, and to me it looked like it was just a back and forth game. Yes, Ascension had their period of being inside the Whitecap zone, but so did the Whitecaps inside the Ascension zone, and they just kept hitting that crossbar or the post, and whenever they had a shot on net, it was very weak.
Yeah, I'm really looking at 7. At least he's putting the ball on net when they are in offense, but he's really pulling his punches right now, which is not something we're used to seeing from him. And then Tide and Unchained, I mean, anytime they had an opportunity to shoot, they were aiming at the crossbar, they were aiming at the post, pretty much anywhere but the net. And it's just not going to cut it at this level.
Now, especially at this level, you do not want to be swept if you're the Whitecaps here. You want to at least go to game number 5, and as I said a few times already, you gotta score goals. And well, if they don't score a goal this game, that's 15 minutes without letting in a goal minimum. And is that acceptable in Major League?
It's, it really isn't.
Because honestly, getting in a Major League match when you're fighting for your playoff hopes, the nerves might be getting to you, yes, but make sure the shots get on net, because all those powerful shots that could have gone in, they all went off the post. And they honestly, I think the Whitecaps have gotten more posts than saves in the series, and that's not something you want to have happen.
Well, game 3 is well underway, just about 10 seconds in, and this is to solidify your prediction that Whitecaps were going to stay a sweep or be swept team, as Ascension are 2 games up and on match point.
I did say it. Whitecaps are a team that have a tendency to either sweep or be swept. And technically, although my prediction would be wrong, I would have said it right that Whitecaps are a sweepable team. And but it's not something you want to see if you're on the side of the Whitecaps. Obviously, you want to pull the reverse sweep here if you're the Whitecaps, but that's Swift making it very difficult. And 7 makes a nice save on JD. Ascension are just full on attack right now, and JD is gonna put it top corner, and that's a rough start.
That's the second time that I've seen Unchained go for the ball in defense and accidentally making a touch on it and putting it in his own net. That is such a bummer for them, and you got to think it's gonna be hurting his confidence right now, where at the exact time where his confidence needs to be top tier.
Yes, definitely at this point in the game, you need to have confidence in yourself and your teammates. You can't be double committing, as the Whitecaps have been doing from time to time here. You can't get in each other's way as they have from time to time here. You got to make passes, as they just did there. But Swift with a nice save. Tides cannot get it in.
You know, they're only down one goal, but they're still looking for their first goal.
Yes.
And I think if they can get out of their own head, Unchained with a nearly insane doink. There it is. As I've talked about it.
Breaks through the defense here, and 7 with a great, oh, well, that was not passed by 7, but by Swift, sadly. That's just perfect positioning. Finally, we see a goal by this Whitecaps team, and hopefully that gives up confidence, and they can stop hitting the post. Just earlier, just 5 seconds into play, they slammed the ball off the crossbar once again, and that's another shot off the post.
It's not only going to give them confidence, but it's also going to take a lot of pressure off, right? Because
the monkey's off the back.
Down not only a sweep, but a series where you did not score a single goal, that is a ton of pressure, even to just get one goal. This could be the game they lose and lose the series, but at least they got a goal on the board instead of being swept without a goal.
Now, there was a funny moment that happened a few weeks ago. I do believe it was saved, where we were casting a game, and the opponent only scored 1 goal all series long, and it took them so long that the co-caster said that was their first goal all season long, because that's how long it felt.
Yeah, wasn't that you?
No, because I'm never co-caster. Ooh, that's a mishap in front of the net. And 7, that's a rare mishap by him.
Unchained 0 boost, he can't get there.
And that's very unfortunate. That mishap by 7, oh, he got stuck on the net. And then Unchained, Tides, and 7 all got stuck together. Unchained didn't go up in the right direction, and now suddenly a bean turns into a goal, sadly. And now 2 minutes to go. Confidence, it's wavered, but is it over? 2 minutes to go. They got to answer that question. Is it over for the Whitecaps? Are the Whitecaps done? What do you think?
I don't think the Whitecaps are done. They still have a minute 37 seconds to go. And if they can start putting together the same offense that we saw, again, the passes from 7 into Tides or Unchained are great. It's just Tides and Unchained need to build their confidence in themselves and start making their opportunities count.
I do have to agree. That's a nice put off to the side. Tides, that's a little too strong to pass, and 7 can't get it. It's over to Unchained. He's going to get beaten on that 50 as well, so both players getting beat there, but he's going to get all the way down over to Unchained. Tides is gonna beat Sweeg to this. It's gonna fall towards the front of the net. 7 can't get it once again. 7 seems to be tamed in this series. Ascension really doing well to tone down what 7 can do. Unlike in game number 1 where he was super dangerous, game number 2 and game number 3 he's been pretty muted. Although the passes are great, his shots are very limited, and when they are, and the shots that he does take, mostly are very unharmful.
30 seconds to go, and Whitecaps could be out of contention in this game, in this series.
Yes, that is very big. That's a very big possibility, but they need to absolutely score here because they want to at least go to game number 4. It gives them a better chance of going on to the next into the playoffs. If I do believe it's the Jesters, but I think it's all over here. That's gonna fall towards the ground. Ooh,
they still have a chance. They can keep this up.
They have a chance. The chance is still there, but there's a miss. Tides.
Oh.
Tides with a miss. Doesn't
if
even
that
say
tells the
GG.
story, if that tells the story of the whole series, if anything does, it's that.
I do have to agree. I did say at the beginning of the series, Whitecaps are a sweepable team. They sweep or are swept, and honestly, that Tides miss just broke my heart. It just broke me right then and there. There was a hope, and then there was a whiff.
Mm-hmm.
When your hopes lie on you, right? Your team's hopes of possibly making the playoffs lies on you. The last thing you want to do is whiff. And can you blame him for leaving without saying GG? That is embarrassing.
I don't even think that is anything to say about Ascension or like yeah, it's not unsportsmanlike at all. It's probably just
like you can't blame him.
Yeah, he's probably just upset at himself.
It's a competitor's behavior, right? You want to win so badly, and right now he's probably mad at himself. He's probably going to beat himself up over this, and you can't be mad at him for doing so. But
you know, they are not out of it.
They are not out of it just yet. They're not out of the woods, but they need to hope that whoever currently holds that they hold the last playoff spot at the current moment. But they better hope that the team that wants to steal it doesn't win.
Absolutely. Well,
it was detrimental.
It's the end of the series, so you know what that means. It's time to name an MVP.
Oh, my goodness. Ascension were a well-oiled machine, but can I give it to anyone else but JD?
I don't think so. I mean, Swift and Sweet.